Before I could just ask what is happening, there were firearms. They came out of the car. Each car, there were 2 guys coming out of the cars with firearms. I was just grabbed. I was put in a car. Everything happened so quick. Everything happened so quick. The next thing, I was in the car. The next thing, when I'm looking at the back, my friends are now coming to the car with stones, trying to chase the car, and the car is on the high speed. The other one it's following. So we have 3 cars.
Yeah.
So
it's a convoy.
It's a convoy of 3 cars. Oh my God! Now I'm checking. There's a lady who's seated here, and she's so calm, and I'm trying now to reason with the guy, with the lady. Where are they taking me? Who are you? What's going on? And nobody's saying anything. And we are in the car, and I'm looking at people outside of the car, and people that I even know, because we are still in my area. I can see people that I know while we are driving through. I'm screaming, I'm shouting. We drove up until we reached another location, and from it's White City, then it's Central, it's Molabo. People who knows that side, they can tell. So when we are at Molabo, we are approaching Molabo, that guy got irritated because I'm crying and I'm jumping up and down in the car. He just turned with the car with the firearm and then just hit me on my head. And I think I collapsed for a few minutes. I collapsed. And when I regained conscious, it was already in the afternoon. It was already a little bit dark. You're probably 5:30 to 6. And I realized that we are somewhere in Mapetla. When we approach Mapetla, there's this other girl. Okay, I decided now to keep quiet because it looks like I'm in danger. I don't know, because the lady's not talking to me. And these guys, I can see that they mean business now. So we approach Mapetla, we see this other girl. When we see this other girl, the cars, again, they stop. The way that they stopped when they took me. And we are watching with this lady, we are watching through the window. Guns, firearms again, running to the girl. The girl, that girl was lucky. She was lucky. She was lucky. She ran. She did not wait for them to approach her. She ran. She just saw the car and she ran. As if she knew that they were going to take her. Because they were bitter and stuff like those, they shot her.
What?
After shooting her, and then she laid there, they got back to the cars and we left.
So they shot her from the back?
They shot her from the back and she fell. I saw her when she fell, and she fell. And when people were coming to attend her, we were already in the car and we left. I now I saw that this is not okay. This is not okay. And I decided to keep quiet since then. And we drove around Soweto. We drove up until it was very now late. And then we reached the hostels, Nicefield Hostel. When we arrived at Nicefield Hostel, they packed the car outside the hostel, but within the hostel, but not close to those buildings.
Yeah.
Fine.
Were you able to tell what kind of cars were they?
I know the car that I was in. It's a Golf, City Golf. I hate City Golf till today. Yeah. I remember the car. It's City Golf. It was gold City Golf.
Jeez.
These other cars, I don't remember them. I remember the one that I was in. Fine. So we still amazed that what is happening. We cannot talk with this girl. So when we arrived at Nicefield Hostel, they went out of the car. All 3 of them. All 6 of them. Yeah. There were 6.
I wanted to ask you something. These men, are they talking to each other in the car?
They're talking. They're excited. They're talking. They're excited. We got the girls. Apparently, the way it was supposed to happen, because the cars were 3, and they were 6. It was supposed to have 3 cars each girl. So they had 2. The other one was shot. But still, they are rejoicing. They're excited that, finally we got the girls. They're talking. They're excited. So, hey, those people.
What language were they speaking?
Sizulu. Sibatholile. I'm fine. Uyabona lawyer. Suka. Mara sizomthola omunye. Sizomthola omunye. No, we're fine. We're going to get the other one. So that is why I think that it was 3 girls per car, or 3 girls, 2. I don't understand how did they plan it, but my understanding when they are busy talking, because we are now 2. They were supposed to take 1. They could not. Fine, we are now at the hostel.
Sure.
Justice. We are now at the hostel. How we are seated there. That was the first time we spoke with the girl. So I asked her, do you know them? She says, no, I don't know them. Where did they find you? They got me from my house, from my parents' house. I was going to buy cold drink. And when I crossed the street, that is where I came across them. Then they took me. The way they took you, they just took me there. They came with firearms and then they took me. You don't know them, yes. But how come you so come? Whatever that they did to you, I was already assaulted. So I had to keep my calm. Oh, okay. So I'm saying, what's your name? She tells me her name. I'm saying, my name is Karabo April. I gave, and I'm saying, I am now stressed because these people, it looks as if they are going to rape us. Then she says, no, but we need to pray. And I'm saying, my most concern is that I'm pregnant.
That's you.
That's me.
Okay.
I'm telling her that, my most concern is now I'm pregnant. I'm 6 months pregnant. And if they are going to rape us, they are definitely going to kill my baby. This girl kept quiet, and then there was silence in the car. They are out. The silence in the car is both of us. So I'm saying to her, let's pray. Let us try to pray. Then we started praying. We started praying, our Father who art in heaven. While we are still on the mood of praying, on that spirit of praying, then the car on my side opens. The door opens. It's one of them. He's coming to the car. And then he says to me, you come here. He's calling me. And I was like, oh, I did not even answer. The girl answered. And then the girl said, where are you taking her? And then he said, do you want to see where am I taking her? Then she said, yes. Then I said, okay. Then he closed the door. He comes to the side. Then he takes the girl. He takes the girl to the next car. And then he started raping her. I could hear now, the girl is now screaming, crying now. And that is where I lost hope. I lost hope, and I just felt that it's happening. And there's no way that they would rape her and they won't rape me. Fine, after raping her, he brings her back. Now she's back. We could not even say anything. I just hugged her. And then, she was crying. She was crying, and it was like, okay, it's fine. So my mind is now all over. It means they were here to come and take me to start raping me. So the lady took my punch. Now I'm feeling guilty. While in the car, they are now they are coming back, but they are working with men from hostel now. Big men, abobaba, abakhulu, not young men, abobaba, abakhulu, with this big stomach and stuff like that. And then the conversation there, it's, no, sinilethele abantwana, so you have to pay us. We cannot sininikeze abantwana without paying us. Okay, now we are talking with the girl. Oh, now they are going to sell us to those guys. Nafuti, I'm saying, but I think it's better when they're going to sell us because we will escape when we are here with my small mind. And then Sylvia say, either way, they're going to rape us. Even if they can sell us to these guys are going to rape us. Okay. But they could not agree with the price. They were talking other prices. The guys were talking other prices. But finally, they did not sell us to the hostel dwellers.
Were you able to hear how much? How much
Yeah,
was
they were talking about 2,000 rand. And then apparently those men from hostel, they wanted to pay 1,000 rand. And then this guy said, no, 2,000 rand because they are two and they are fresh, you know. That was the conversation. So apparently because they did not have the 2,000 rand, so they could not even negotiate that price. So they came back to the cars.